How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Real quick, I just wanted to touch on the Rytec AMR. I'm in private match real quick, which is why my Vector doesn't have Damascus currently. I just wanted to real quick give a quick review on it. I had got Damascus with it. I've been using it all day since I got the update. I've been playing Warzone with it as well, so we'll talk about Warzone as well real quick. So this weapon starts off very slow. It's very sluggish, which originally will give you a bad impression. Now it is a very high damaging sniper. You're going to get a lot of easy one-shots. So the base version of it here, as you can see, it's a bit sluggish. It will still one-shot. Fire rate is, as you can see there, it's not too bad. For the most part, when I was leveling it up, Shoot the Ship is out right now, making it very easy to level up. So what I was mainly using is something like this, where you have a 3x, it's a quick aim. Once you get the laser, it becomes really easy. And if you need to, you know, you can spray down, hope it works. Didn't work at all right there. But yeah, you just want it to be as quick as possible. Now, once you start unlocking more stuff, you can get a setup more like this, and this is going to be, you know, as close to, if I can aim I'm sorry, I've been playing for 16, 17 hours. I'm starting to hit the point of no return with my brain. So, as you can see, this will be your quickscoping setup for the most part. And of course this will... Alright, I'm sorry. I am very tired. This will work relatively regardless of your play style. If you can hit the broadside of a barn, unlike me. Like I said, I've been playing a bit too much recently. I just wanted to get this thing gold. It's a really good... And can we finally thank the developers for finally giving us a gold and Damascus gun that actually covers the whole gun? I mean, it's about time. But like I was saying, this weapon is just kind of all around strong. I wouldn't say it's the best sniper. I want to, but at the same time I'm afraid to. So the other thing that you can lock onto here is explosives. Now they do take a second more to reach your target, but the good news about the explosive is they're a one-shot. As you can see, they're a one-shot. The other good news about them is they do have an explosive radius, so you can kind of hit near your opponent, and we'll get into why that's so good in just a moment. It will slow down your ADS slightly, and it does take a moment for the shot to reach. But for the most part, it is very good. I highly recommend it. And that's for your one shot. Now, moving on to another one shot, the Thermite. It still does very good damage. It does a little bit less, but here is what's really good about it. Is if you hit your opponent's feet. So, you know, something that normally wouldn't be a one-shot, right? It'll actually become a one-shot because it attaches onto them, and as you can see, will burn them. And again, this will come up a lot in Warzone. The explosive one, I'll talk about Warzone, and the Thermite as well, I'll talk about Warzone, and why I think this might actually be the best sniper in terms of Warzone right now. Another loadout right here is what I've been using for Warzone. This is very good for long distances, ATV type stuff. You can kind of just sit back. As you can tell, not a whole lot of recoil. You can adjust your shots basically at will. So that's mainly what I want to talk about and show in my review, is that's how I was viewing it. So at first, it was very difficult to use, but as you unlock things, as you progress with the weapon, it starts to become very good. So with the explosive shot, I really want to emphasize, it does say that it has a slower velocity, of course, but the velocity isn't that bad. So if we're going to be playing Warzone, Ground War, something like that, right? This thing has a drop-off when you hit about the 380 meter range. Like, for instance, I'll have a clip, hopefully if it recorded properly, because I used the Xbox Quick Record, because I wasn't expecting to do it. But I hit someone using one of my setups on an ATV. It blew up the ATV and downed them at 380 meters. Yeah, I had to aim 2 clicks above where they were. And that's just using the normal sight. I just aimed 2 clicks right above, pulled the trigger, and it hit the bottom part of his vehicle and just blew the damn thing right up at 380 meters. This thing also will one-shot down people in Warzone with the explosives if you hit them in the chest. Legs, I did find out, does not work. You can also hit them in the groin. That'll be a 1 down. The other real big thing I love about this rifle, besides the fact that you can blow up vehicles, I mean, the amount of people that take these big bounties where it's like hunt down this person, you see them trying to run away on an ATV, the fact that you can just be like, oh, 1 sec, and you just pull out your sniper, boom, boom, and the whole thing blows up, they're gone. Beautiful. Beautiful. Love it. Okay, so that's the pro to explosive. There is one more pro. It's not as good, but it is worth noting. When we were chasing down a bounty target today, I one-shot the guy in the groin, he went down. Well, he was barely in the circle, and he ended up dropping down next to a electrical unit on top of one of the buildings. Well, I was lower than he was, so I couldn't see him. I actually killed him using the explosive radius, shooting the electric box. I just kept shooting the electric box, and I was getting hit markers, so I knew I was hitting him. And eventually, after I think it was four or 5 shots, I ended up killing him. I know I had to reload, so I'm not sure how many, although he was just sitting in it. Which leads on to me talking about the Thermites. The Thermites I have played around with only a couple times. They do a little bit less damage, okay? But if you do hit your target like a headshot or something like that, and they go down, there is a reason this is so good. They go down with a thermite attached to their head. Some cases it doesn't kill, but like if you get a headshot, they go down. I noticed a lot of times they will burn to death. It seems kind of inconsistent, but it is a nice idea. Granted, I think the explosive one is a little more useful in terms of you can pinpoint a vehicle and just smack it down. I think I'll use the explosives a little bit more, but I'm going to keep playing around with the Thermite. I think the Thermite, if I can figure out how exactly that works a little bit more, or if you guys know, let me know down below. I think the Thermite can be, honestly, one of the best attachments for Warzone. If you can one-shot someone, knock them down, and then have them die because of the Thermite. The explosive is also very good because it's a one-shot. You can't deny, a one-shot potential. Now, this is my Warzone setup here. I have the giant suppressor. I have the giant barrel, an ADS and an ADS, and then explosive. Now, obviously, you don't need both of these. If you're not going to be engaging people at 400 meters, 500 meters around there, where you're going to have to aim 4 to 5 clicks up, and if you take these off, you can engage people much further. These have a drop-off range, a little bit, worse. They also have a slower fire rate, but honestly, it's not that big of a thing. So if you're going to be engaging people closer, I still wouldn't recommend doing the ADS barrel, but you could just do the standard barrel maybe, and that might work well. Then you could throw on like a thermal or something like that if that's what you are more into. I know a lot of people run the silencer, so that's why I'm trying to give other options. If it were me personally and I was trying to think of a last circle type of sniper that I would want to take in, I actually would use the Thermite. I I might even use the shorter barrel. And you could have a quickscoping class and use the Thermite and hope that that assists you in downing. And then you could have a fast time to kill type of weapon where you quickly aim, shoot them, quickly aim, take them out. So, what's good, what's bad? You can spray people down with this weapon, true. It does get hit markers sometimes where I don't think it really should. As for the quickscoping variants and all that kind of stuff, it's always going to be, you know, all the attachments to increase speed, and you don't need one of these if you're quickscoping. So focus, because it allows you to take a hit while quickscoping. So that's obviously what you want to use. If you're looking for close quarters, same thing, except I just threw on a 3x and don't have the explosives on. So it is a very straightforward gun, a lot like most of the other weapons that we, you know, have in the sniper category. The one thing that is worth noting is if you have your sniper rifle set up properly and set up very, very well, like the attachments that I have on this one and how I was running this in Warzone, as you saw when I showed you in the game right before I started talking in here, it doesn't bounce a whole lot. You can correct very quickly and then get another shot really quickly down range, which is why it's so strong in Warzone. That's what makes this thing so good in Warzone. But that's just my opinion. Of course, this is my just review. I think it's a very strong sniper. I'll have to check a little bit more to see if it aims as quick or is as good as the AX50 in terms of like quick scoping potential. It's never going to end up being Car 98 crazy, because the Car 98 is extremely good, and if you want to get shots off quickly, you can always do an MK2. But I think it's a good, very good ground war style thing, because you can just blow up ATVs and stuff like that. I don't know why that's locked. Oh, it's because I have it here. All right. But yeah, it's very, very, very strong, and I highly recommend that you get this weapon leveled up. If it's not because you like the weapon, at least level it up, because it's great in Warzone. It is an amazing sniper rifle. But that'll conclude, you know, my setup. The setups are all very easy to make. And if you want a more traditional, you know, 50 cal type of thing, they do have the tank brake, which recoil stabilization really isn't that big of a deal for a weapon like this. You can throw the bipod on, you know, get your old school style of 50 cal going here. But it's not really, in my opinion, worth it. But that's, of course, my opinion. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Please let me know your setups down below. Personally, I think this weapon is a monster, and it is absolutely amazing. But anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys for watching.